Right. Good evening to everyone. Mr. Howard, can you hear me?
Yes, Bante. Good evening.
Good evening. Right. Please say 3 times together. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu, sadhu.
So, good evening to everyone once again. So, today is 22nd of July, and today too, as usual, we don't let this day go waste. Instead, within this day, on this hour, we are going to practice noble practice of meditation. So, gradually we are proceeding with the third step of breathing meditation, Vipassana meditation. And those who are joining newly, the new meditators, I will teach you a breathing meditation in brief. Please practice within the silent meditation session. Please practice breathing meditation. The old students, they are requested kindly to practice Vipassana meditation, the third step. So before we start meditation, so as usual, I explain you something, so which will become a hurdle for your meditation. So such kind of factors. So some of the meditators, they have the remorse, right? So it is the nature of human beings. So to focus on the things that not happen than the things that already happen. That means as human beings, we have a lot of wishes about our future, right? And we do a lot of things to gain success. But sometimes we don't gain the success that from that activity that you do. So what remains is, if you focus on that very thing, that very thing makes you remorseful, then it becomes a hurdle for meditation too. We need to understand that there are so many things that you have already achieved that many other people dream to achieve. But since you don't focus on those things, what happens is, so you stay with the remorsefulness. So mainly we must focus on our successes too, and we have to be contented with those, and we have to be happy. And at the same time, while being contented, so you should have a good plan about your future too. With that contentment, on that foundation, we need to build our future. Let me teach you an example story. So once there was a king, this will explain you what I meant in a better way. Once there was a king who was the happiest, happiest in his country. So he wanted to find out, is there any person who is happier than the king? So he sent a lot of spies and his ministers to figure out the happiest person. That means the happier person than him. Then finally they went and finally they found out a farmer, and this farmer, so he was happier than the king. Then the king felt jealous. He wanted to become the happiest person. So what he did, he snatched back all the land of that farmer. But farmer's happiness didn't go. And then he made a lot of restrictions for him and brought a lot of troubles, but still he could stay still. Finally, he asked one of his wise ministers to find a way that can make the happy farmer unhappy. Then the minister asked 99 gold coins. Then the king asked, why 99 gold coins? What about 100? No, I just need 99 gold coins, he said. So he took all those 99 gold coins and went and planted those gold coins around the house of, all around the garden of that farmer. In the morning, that farmer saw gold coins from place to place. He picked one and then he saw another one, and he kept on collecting the gold coins. But he finally found out the 99th one, but he couldn't find the 100th. So he thought, the more he was picking gold coins, his craving was under control. But when the more he collected gold coins, his craving went up and up and up. And finally, he thought there should not be just 99 gold coins. There should be more. Where is the 100 gold coins? So he was searching everywhere for the 100 gold coins. But he didn't find the 100th one, because there was no any 100 gold coin. And finally, craving for that 100 gold coin, gradually, his happiness gradually went away, and unhappiness came back to him. And finally, his health deteriorated, and then finally he was in a unhealthy situation. This is what happens. So in our lives, there are 99 gold coins that we can be happy about. But always we focus on the 100th one, and we become unhappy. So it is very, very important for us to be happy about the 99 gold coins that you do have. And you should not be remorseful about the 100 gold coin, because it was not there, and maybe you were not lucky enough to have it. So, and that's our karma. So let it be so. Let me be happy with 99 gold coins. So that's very important. If not, the more you focus on the things that you don't have, you can't lead a happy life. You can't be contented with yourself, right? Then it will become a hindrance, obstacle, hardship for your own meditation too. Because whenever you close your eyes, Gradually, when you the more you gradually when you keep on focusing, those past memories also come up. And sometimes these kinds of memories might come, and those memories are hard to pass. That's why you need to do like that. Be happy about things that you already have, and don't think and be remorseful about the things that already happened and that you cannot change. That past is gone. It is not coming back. You can't change it. So you have to do like that. And after that, after the contentment, your mind will subside, it will be calm, and keep on practicing. So, so newcomers, please practice breathing meditation. This is how you have to practice. So please focus on your natural, normal breath. Don't breathe in forcibly. Don't breathe out forcibly. Let the natural breath come and go. What you need to do is give your entire attention to the breath. When it is coming in, be fully aware. Let it follow its natural way. What you need to do is you just have to be aware. Breath is coming in. Don't go all the way in with the breath. Just stop your focus at the end of your nostrils. When it comes back, it will touch the very same area and it will go out. At that time, to be fully aware. If it is gross, if it is soft, if it is long, if it is short, be aware. Right now, the breath is short, breath is long, breath is gross, breath is soft. Let it be so. Just be the observer. And keep on concentrating on the breath. May your meditation be very successful. Dear Vipassana meditators, so since last week, we started the third step of Vipassana meditation. Now, not only we observe the sensations up to the tips of your fingers, we started observing the front part, that means middle part of our body. So you start with the lower neck area, and that means you will follow the same procedure again as the same, and then you will start observing the lower neck area, and then after that right chest, left chest, abdomen area, and then after that upper back area and lower back area to the buttocks. So part by part, pitch by pitch, very calmly observe the sensations. Whatever the sensations that you encounter, please understand there is no sensation which will ever last. All the sensations have the same characteristic. Let it be hardness, let it be heat, let it be softness, let it be crinkling sensation, itching sensation, or any sensation. Certain sensations might have names, certain sensations might not have names. Whatever the sensations they are, just be aware of those sensations. Be aware that you are feeling this kind of sensation right now, and at the same time remind yourself this sensation is also impermanent, changing. So keep on observing the sensations from top to bottom, from the top of your head to the lower back area, right? So very calmly. And if you couldn't concentrate well, so at the beginning, then please practice breathing meditation for 1-2 minutes. Then after that, please start Vipassana meditation, right? Now everyone, please keep your back straight. Neck straight. And head straight. Then please keep your right palm very calmly on your left palm. Now please close your eyes. Let your whole body to relax. Let your whole body to relax. First of all, let me pay my respect to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha out of gratitude. Then after that, we are going to start the silent meditation time. Everyone, close your eyes and let your whole body to relax from top to bottom, bottom to top. Let the whole body relax. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Namo tase bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhase. Itimiso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vinyācarana sampanno sugato lokamido anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati sattva deva manussanam buddho bhagavati Swakato bhagavata dhammo samdittiko akaliko ehi passiko opanaiko machatang veditammo vinyuhiti supatipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Ujupanipano bhagavato savaka sangho Nyaya patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Samichi patipanno bhagavato savaka sangho Yadidang chattari purisa yugani Atte purisa puggala Ese bhagavato savaka sangho Ahuneyo pahuneyo Nakineyo anjali kareneyo Anutterang punyakitang lokasati Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. With a very calm mind, with a very quiet mind, with a very alert, very attentive mind, with a balanced, equanimous mind. Equanimous mind. Everyone, please start your meditation. Those who are practicing the beginning, the newcomers, the beginners, please start practicing breathing meditation, focusing on your normal and natural breath. And the Vipassana meditators, please start practicing the third step of Vipassana meditation. Whatever the meditation practice that you are currently practicing, may your meditation be very, very successful. Very, very successful. Please practice very ardently for yourself and then for the others. For the benefit of yourself and then benefit of the others. Now everyone, please start your meditation very calmly. Please start. Now everyone, the newcomers, beginners, they can change their posture, but the old students, they are asked to stay the same. We are going to practice loving kindness meditation right now. And please keep your eyes closed, even though you relax your posture. We are going to share our loving kindness with all the beings. First of all, with you, then with your parents, relatives, friends, and teachers, and then with the neutral people, and with the enemies, and finally with all the beings. All the beings. Calm down. Now, first of all, let's share our loving kindness with ourselves. May I be well. May I be happy. May I be peaceful. Very peaceful. Spread loving kindness towards yourself. Now let's share our loving kindness with our parents, with our teachers, with our relatives and friends. May my dear parents, teachers, relatives and friends be well, be happy, be peaceful. May they be very peaceful. Spread love and kindness towards them too. Just like me all the neutral people who are neither my friends, at the same time who are neither my enemies, the neutral people who are in the middle. May they also be well, happy, and peaceful. May they be very peaceful, very peaceful. Now let's think about our enemies. the people who hurt us. People have negativities. Because of those negativities, we harm others. Maybe your enemies did the same. So first of all, let's forgive them. And at the same time, let's ask forgiveness for the things that we did to hurt them. Let's share our loving kindness. May my enemies also be well. May my enemies also be happy. May my enemies also be peaceful. Very peaceful. Now let's share our loving kindness with all the beings in the world. All the beings. Let them be very small. Let them be very tiny. At the same time, let them be very big. Let them have various kinds of capabilities. Let them be strong or weak. Whatever the differences they do have, I share my loving kindness boundlessly, without limits, with all the beings, all the beings. May all beings be well. May all beings be happy. May all beings be peaceful. May all beings be very peaceful. Very peaceful. Now everyone, very calmly and very peacefully, please open your eyes. Open your eyes. And now let your whole body to relax. Take a deep breath. Let it go. And now please join your palms together and please say 3 times, Sadhu, Sadhu, Sadhu. I think right now we have a lot of heat sensations. I think we should have some cold sensations. So can you, Ms. Grace, can you please, Sana or Shireen, can you please open the slide doors? Yeah. you heard it? Very nice. So, dear meditators, hope you are progressing so well. And the more you develop in the practice, definitely there are more and more changes coming. So, vigilance is very important. Diligence is very important. And at the same time, applying the understandings that you get is very important. And at the same time, don't think this as a competition. You have to work yourself. So don't compare your practice with the others. Develop yourself, right? Don't compete. Always practice in your own way. So according to the right instructions, and develop yourself, right? Don't be remorseful. Oh, somebody else is more happy right now, and somebody else is I don't have that much happiness. So it'll come. Please practice according to your own way. Each and every person has their own pace, right? So you don't have to worry about. So you don't have to compete with the others, but in your own way, your own pace, but in the right direction. So if someone wants to go to San Jose downtown, somebody can walk, somebody can ride a bicycle, somebody can go by a car, and if someone wants it, somebody can go by a helicopter, and another person can get a jet. It's their own way. So if you are walking, walk. If you are cycling, cycle. Ride a cycle. And if you are going by a car, go by a car. Drive the car. And if you are going with a helicopter, let it be so. And if it is a jet, that's wonderful, but everybody won't get helicopter jets, right? So so somehow develop in your own pace. Work hard. That is the most important. And as I always mention, you are the first benefactor. You gain the best benefits firstly, and then the others that you associate, so they get the benefits. So work very ardently. As I promised, today I will start teaching you about the 8 Noble Paths. So 5 weeks ago, I told you what is actually the universal suffering. So whether you are so Hindu, Buddhist, Christian, a Muslim, or Jew, or so whoever it is, so we all have a universal suffering. I told you, and then we understood what is the cause of suffering, the craving, and then on the next week, on the 3rd week, we learned so we can get rid of this suffering. And then I told you that there is a path to practice to come out of this suffering. And today so last week was the question and answer week, and this week we are going to discuss the first step of 8 Noble Paths. Right view, or we can say right understanding. In Pali, those language, Buddha said, so Samma Ditti, right vision. Right, Samma means right in Pali, Ditti means vision, right vision. So vision is very important. Let's say you are blind. If you are blind, So when you walk, let's say you encounter stones, at the same time you encounter gems. If you are blind, you can't encounter, you can clearly recognize what are the valuable gems and what are the valueless stones. Sometimes you pick up the stones thinking as gems, but stones are stones. They are valueless. So gems, they are valuable. So if you don't have the right vision too in life, you won't be able to understand what are the right things to do and what are the wrong things to do. So wrong things are similar to the stones and right things are similar to the gems, the diamonds. So we need to have the vision, but right vision, right? So if not, we come in, then if you don't have the right vision, we come into conclusions that are not right, as I mentioned. For an example, small story from Asia. So one king wanted to check how blind people see an animal, an elephant, sorry. So he brought five blind men, and then one of them was directed to the tail, one of them was directed to the leg, and one of them was directed to the trunk, and one of them so they placed that blind person on the top of the elephant, and then so he was asked to observe the ears, and the other person so the back. So at the end, the king asked, "What is the elephant like?" One of them said, "It's just like a pan." So pan means the winnowing pan that we use to in Asia. Those days we didn't have these electric fans to take away the dust from the paddy. So we used a pan to remove the dust and collect the paddy. So he said, "It's just like a winnowing pan." And the other person said, "So it's like a big mortar." So mortar means those days people didn't have these grinders, so they had a big they had a vessel using a mortar. They grinded it with hand, so it was like a mortar. So the other three, they gave three different answers. Finally, one of them said the other person is wrong. The other person said the next one is wrong. So all five of them started quarreling in front of the king. So this is like that. When we don't have the right vision, we can't recognize the right thing as the right thing, wrong thing as the wrong thing. We can't see them clear. So right vision is very important for the life. Right. So there are three ways that we can come out of all our negativities and to understand the nature as it is. So what are the natures that we need to understand? What are the truths that we need to understand? Number one, impermanence. Impermanence we need to understand by our own experience. I told you that there are three experiences. So there are three wisdoms. One wisdom comes from the hearsay. You read or you listen to someone. But it is not the actual wisdom. So it is the beginning level. Then you think deeply and you gain the intellectual wisdom. But still, that's not your that's not a pure understanding. The pure understanding comes when you experience and see. So experiential wisdom is the most important. So whenever right now through Vipassana, you see the impermanence, you observe the impermanence, you understand the impermanence of in this nature and inside your body, not not as a theory, not as an intellectual thinking. You experience it yourself. And whenever you see it, you understand, oh, everything is changing. This is true. So then then after that, what happens? You understand the nature of suffering too. So this body and mind both are changing, and with the change, the sufferings arise. And then at the same time, you understand suffering. For an example, so you see yourself, you are decaying. You are decaying fast. You see that. And at the same time, you understand that you have the nature of becoming sick, realistically. And you have the nature of, you have the nature of death. One day you will pass away. Even right now, we are passing away constantly. We rise and pass away. So there are two kinds of deaths. So sudden deaths and the clinical death. So we have these sudden deaths too. That means momentarily we rise and pass away. So you realize that one thing. And these kinds of truths you see as an experience. And at the same time, you understand that there is no an eternal I to claim. So so this body, since it is continuously changed, so the nature which was there in the past moment, it's not right now. It's gone. And the nature, the being who is here right now, won't be in the next moment. So no use of developing craving, anger, aversion, jealousy, ill will, like that. Because there is no any eternal one. Only the moment that we have right now. All the other moments, past moments, they are gone and you can't change. And future moments has not yet come. So you have to live. So you understand these things and you connect with the present. You start to develop mindfulness and calmness within, with peace here, right? Then when we develop these understandings, so we develop the right way. We are not going against the current of the river. So we go with the current of the river. What is the river? The nature. You are not going against the nature. And you go with the nature. Whenever we go with the nature, so conflicts are less. Peace remains. Calmness remains. Happiness remains. Right? So so to achieve this stage and to change yourself, there are three things that you need to do. So those three are the number one, moral qualities. So number one, morality. Number two, concentration. Number three, wisdom. So in the Eight Noble Path, in 8 steps, the Buddha teaches us how to come out of this suffering and to attain the real peace and real happiness and to be with the nature. So for the beginner, as a beginner, we have to develop them one by one. But later on, what will happen? There'll be a stage in your life, I don't know, within several months or So it may take sometimes several years, but there is, until that time, you have to develop them one by one. So, but there will be a time that all of them stick together and work together. So, so these 8 steps, they start with the right understanding. So what are the right understandings? Number 1, so you understand everything is impermanent. Everything is changing. And then number 2, because of impermanence, there is this suffering. And at the same time, you understand. So since there is this impermanence, so there is no anything that we can call as eternal life. We are changing continuously. So we understand that nature, and then we start to develop the right vision, right? So then you let go of 4 kinds of attachments. So when you develop the right understanding, you let go 4 kinds of attachments. Number one, so in those days language, they are called as Kama Upadana, Bhava Upadana, then Ditthi Upadana, Atta Upadana, right? So, Sila Upadana. So, Kama Upadana, attachment to sensual pleasure. So, so since we don't understand the real nature of things, right? So we are attached to the sensual pleasure. So we always crave to see beautiful things, and we always crave to hear beautiful sounds, and we always crave to feel good taste and good smells for the nose, and good touches for the body. Whenever you start to understand that everything is impermanent, so after that, it doesn't mean you won't feel the comfortable feelings after that. You will feel the comfortable feelings more than the normal feeling. So you will feel more than the other people because you focus more and you feel more. But even though you feel it in abundance, but still the mind doesn't get attached. So when they pass away, you stop craving. So while you are feeling it, you understand, you are aware that you are feeling it. But when they are gone, what happens? While they are there, you understand that they are temporary. They are temporary and they'll pass away, right? So you let those things to pass. When they passed away, you remind yourself, oh, I knew. They were bound to pass away and they passed away. Those beautiful scenes, those beautiful sounds, those beautiful and those good and bad smells, those good and bad tastes, those good and bad touches, they came and go. This is the nature. This is the nature. So you stay calm. You stay calm. And you develop a detachment from these sensual pleasures, understanding their nature. Right? And then Ditthi Upadana. Ditthi Upadana means we have our own perspectives. So we have cultural perspectives, we have religious perspectives, we have various kinds of perspectives. So sometimes some perspectives come from our parents, sometimes from our grandparents, or from the friends, right? So we have various kinds of colored glasses. So those colored glasses go away. Those colored glasses go away And gradually, you start to see the world with an open view. Open view. You start to see the world, the reality as it is, not in another way. As they you start to see the things as they truly are. And your Ditthubhada, attachment to perspectives, they go. And you develop open-mindedness, right? And Silabbata Upadana means there are people who do wrong kinds of practices. So to come out of suffering, come out when they feel discomfort, they start. Some people believe in certain kind of wrong practices, and they start to practice them to come out of those discomforts. During the Buddhist time, there were people who practice. So they try to behave just like a dog, right? So they imagine them as a dog, and they do everything just like a dog. They walk with 4 hands, so they bark, and they do such kind of practice, thinking that they can come out of this suffering, right? Discomfort, discontent. Some of them, they tried to behave just like as a cow, right? So, how the cow behaves, they also behave just like a cow, right? So whenever you develop in the practice and whenever you gain the understanding, you understand they have nothing to do with your discomfort. You can't get rid of them. And then you let those things go. And then, and at the same time, so Attavada. So we have a big attachment to yourself. I. So you always want to show the other people a perfect I, right? And you want to promote this I all the time, right? Let's say you build a school and you name it. Let's say some kind of John School, right? Hospital, John Hospital, right? Like that. For an example, you put your own name, and so you develop a lot of attachment to yourself. But whenever you understand this impermanence, you understand that there is no any eternal life. So no use of ignorantly promoting this art, right? So what you do? You let, right? You let your vanity go. Instead, you develop humbleness, right? You develop humbleness and you develop friendliness with everybody. So whenever you have that nature, it's easier to mingle with people faster, right? So whenever we have vanity, it's hard. So somehow this attachment also goes away. And then, there are some other kinds of wrong ways that go away. There are certain people who think that there is no mom and no use of helping the mom. There is no father, so no use of helping the father. And there is no use of practicing good qualities, no good results. So there is no bad in practicing wrong actions because there is no bad karma. And then there are people who think no use of paying respect to the people who are elder or who are higher in qualities, right? And there are people who think that no use of donating the others for the benefit of others with compassion because it's a loss of money, right? So then such kind of, there are 10 negative thinkings, all those negative and unrealistic thinkings, they go. Because gradually you realize who you really are, the reality about yourself, right? So you develop the right understanding. And then what you do is you start to develop right concepts with you. So based on the right vision, so right vision means right view means, so so you realize the reality about yourself, and based on that you start to develop right concepts. So there are 3 kinds of right concepts. Number 1, you determine to yourself that, so I should come out of the negativities that I do have. You have a lot of negativities, like, as I mentioned, anger, hatred, ill will, jealousy, and there are so many other negativities that we do. So you determine, I should come out of. This is called as, in those days language, Nikkamma Sankha, concept of renunciation. And second concept that you develop within is Avyapada Sankha. Whatever it happens, no use of getting angry, no use of developing aversion, right? So you strongly determine to develop that concept with it. So whatever it happens, you try to remain very calm. And number 3, the third concept that you develop is, whatever it happens, I am not going to harm anybody for any benefit, for any advantage or this disadvantage. I'm not going to harm the other way. Right? I'll become harmless first. This is the third concept that we develop. I'll teach about those 3 in the next week with the description of right concepts. Right? So now you are developing the right view, and at the same time understanding right concepts. So develop that one too, and that will lead to right speech, right actions, and right living. That will help to develop 4 kinds of right effort. That will help to develop right mindfulness. Right mindfulness will help to develop right concentration. Gradually, when you develop them, they'll, little by little, they will start to mingle together. And your dissatisfactions and the negativities that you already do have, and at the same time, so peacelessness, all those things will start to go. And within you will start to develop the real peace, real happiness, Nibbana. So please practice very, very ardently. Now it is the time to finish. Everyone, please think. Together, all of us practice this noble practice of meditation, non-sectarian practice of meditation. And by that way, we accumulated a lot of positive energy. Let's share this positive energy with all the sick people in the world. Gaining this positive energy, may they come out of their sicknesses. May they gain their good health back. May they be able to live their lives with peace and with good health. May this positive energy be with all of us. May all our future wishes come true. And at the same time, may all the difficulties that we are facing currently be completely. May we develop, or may we gain a long life, and may we develop in beauty, mental and physical strength, comfort, and wisdom. Practicing the Dhamma path, may all of us attain real peace, real happiness, purification of mind, Nibbana. With those thoughts, please join your palms together for the conclusion blessings. Abhivadana Silisse Nichang Vada Pachai Chattaro Dhamma Vadanti Ayuvanno Sukhang Balang Ayurarogya Sampatti Sagga Sampatti Mevate Ato Nibbana Sampatti Iminate Samijjato. May all of you be well. May all of you be happy. May all of you be very peaceful. Peaceful. Good night to everyone. See you all in the next week. Sukhi Hotu. Sukhi Hotu. Sukhi. Right. Good night, CLC. Right. Good night. And good night, Uso. Mr. Uso.
Thank you, Bante. Thank you, Bante. Good night.
Good night. And Jaime, good night.
Good night, Bante. Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.